I think we're gonna do that.
All right, you guys.
We're gonna end up with wrinkles way before I'm supposed to be too.
Well, at least
Anyway, no, Kagan is there's this whole thing about her, and you know what? Listen, if she knows what she's done, if anything has to come up, it'll come up. What goes around comes around. I don't care.
You ain't never lied about that.
I don't care who you are.
Ooh,
I don't care where you come from. It goes around. It comes around.
Because I keep it.
You can be the holiest person and go around and giving charity and praying all day long. But if you've done something wrong, trust me, God will believe you.
You know what? I found out that they say the universe has an excellent accounting system. I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. That's the way I heard. Like the universe is like, okay, motherfucker. All right, bitch.
That's right.
Listen, that's why. Don't think just because you wear the getup, whether you wear the collar, or whether you wear the yarmulke, that you're saved.
Like my Christian baby mama, just Christian.
If you follow the law A to Z, then you don't have nothing to worry about. And if you don't, it will come out.
What's that law called again? A to what?
A to Z.
A to Z. I said it's like Canadian.
You said the hell out of me.
That's my Canadian. Okay, there you go. You got your first Canadian. It's a Z, I know.
What the devil?
A to Z. Z, we say Z in Canada.
In 2,000 years, Michael Jackson gonna be Jesus.
Lord.
We're gonna be Jacksoners. Like how you got Christian Jackson. And when Michael roams the earth as an asexual. Oh God. Hey, y'all, I'm joking. I love Michael. But
yeah, you better watch out. They get violent.
I know. Ooh, I was only playing Michael.
I did the bozo gel jokes. They're not funny now. You can't use those.
Right. Oh Michael gonna be walking away. They're gonna have Michael with his heart like this, with a little cross and stuff. And you know they massacred him. They crucified Mike. In 2,000 years, the story gonna be different. Watch.
Well, we're gonna talk about Michael later on because his glove just sold. So I think we're gonna do that entertainment section.
A lot of money. A lot of money.
All right, but this is our final story of the political story before we take our musical interlude. Then we'll be back with the new sports. This is our final political story, as everybody was talking last week and over the weekend about the president relieving General McChrystal from duty in Afghanistan. This was the general who got with the Rolling Stone reporters and said a bunch of stuff, really making fun of the administration, and certainly nothing as bad as we've said here ourselves, or as many of you have said about your employer. On the other hand, you weren't in Rolling Stone magazine, and they were. And so because of that, he was relieved of duty. I'm sure the president brought him in and gave him one of them good old long talks. And once again, we have to thank Al Jazeera and RT, which is Russian television, for the video clips, because they cooperate with us much differently than the major networks here in America. So we go to the foreign media. We want to thank Al Jazeera, who does wonderful stories about the U.S. And here's a story about McChrystal. Here it comes, Vic.
Oh, that's slow buffering, huh?
Man, it's the slow.
No, we're going to fix the internet
slow
one
buffering.
Day. That's all right, man.
This gives you time to change underwear.
It gives you time to tell a joke.
Bob,
and see
you change with
bomb.
Bill. Bill, you change with George.
Yeah, it's all right.
Their goal was to have Obama be the sort of commander-in-chief that they wanted him to be, which is at odds. It was more similar to the relationship between General Petraeus and President Bush than the relationship that Obama has with McChrystal right now. So I think that was one of the goals.
They called Biden
at least that's what what they wanted the message of the story to be. I'm not sure.
Does he have any respect, though, for President Obama?
I'm back to Suppletic. Once again, I'll be your video fluff man.
But Mar, you add such good color to it, man. So even though
I know how to hold on,
you have to be able to impart your wisdom and bring that funk.
I know.
Bring the funk evaluation.
Think of Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh,
it's a sad day.
Think of Oprah in The Color Purple.
Ooh.
I love Oprah. That was not a. It shows you to what degree they're willing to denigrate themselves for an acting role. Charlize Theron in that movie she did, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
when she played Monster. As gorgeous as she is.
So I am willing to sit here and hold the button and make chit chat while I wait for the video. You know, I was that guy who so patiently worked with your bra strap. I took the time. You know how hard it was. You know how hard you had to learn.
They wanted the message of the story.
So here we go.
I'm not sure.
Does he have any respect, though, for President Obama?
It's a complicated relationship. Obviously, I think like most Americans, or a lot of them have respect for Obama for many reasons. I think when you get into the military, there is a bit of a lack of respect that you can sense throughout the ranks for a variety of reasons. One of them is that Obama is not comfortable with the military. He does not use words like victory or win, when the military loves those kinds of words. So I think it's just a reflection.
Operation
obviously,
Restore
people
Hope.
voted for Obama. So that obviously shows that he thought somewhat highly of him.
But there was a sense, though, of, I don't know if arrogance is the right word, but certainly a sense of infallibility about both Mr. McChrystal and both General McChrystal and some of those around him. Did you get any sense of a real openness to discussion and debate and perhaps an understanding that perhaps they might have got this wrong?
I think that ship had sailed last year. I think that once the decision was made to do a counterinsurgency strategy, they had a pretty clear idea in mind of what they wanted to do, and I think this is quite interesting. I think this was one of the issues that Obama didn't really understand what counterinsurgency meant. And when the military said they wanted to do a counterinsurgency strategy, that actually meant 150.
As you guys don't know, a counterinsurgency strategy has to do with how you fight a war where you are the occupying army against a guerrilla war, much like we did in Vietnam. Because traditionally, let me just, and those of you who take the time to research this, you'll find that historically, the problem always has been the ability of you to maintain your troops. Troops get very tired of being in foreign lands, where they don't realize what the hell they're doing there. Where they're actually, and the whole argument of whether or not that's actually there to protect you becomes a more and more difficult argument. Even though we have stated before, we are supporters of the military in the sense that we have family in the military. We want you to have the best health care. We want you to have the best equipment, the best protective equipment, but we also would use you in different ways. Certainly not some of the ways that we are seeing. But recognize that General Petraeus actually wrote their document on counterinsurgency. So it was partly his plan. Hence, that's why he's been repositioned now as the person in charge of this. So as I said, when all of these things started, even back in Iraq, I said the war is always one thing, the occupation is always another. Historically, occupied countries learn to give you what they call the death of 1,000 cuts.
Wow.
That means they say that you can kill the biggest creature if you cut him a little cut once a day for 1,000 days. He will die. The Vietnamese said that they were willing to lose 20 men to 1. See, what happens is your desire to win this war and their desire to get you out of their country do not measure up at all. Okay? And this has been the same problem going back to the days of Caesar. All right. So now we're going to get a music interlude, and we're going to come back with the new sports. Natalie, tell me about the track I'm about to play.
Let me see the album for a second. I'll tell you which track it is, and it's actually.
And while she does that, I will show this picture once again.
Okay.